You're on.
Good morning, I'm Taylor Collins, and today we'll be talking about 9/11 and how it affected America. We all know that the morning of 9/11, 2001 was when Al-Qaeda and his alliances made a terrorist attack, and they hijacked 4 American planes and flew them into the World Trade Center. And I just wanted to inform you guys about how it affected more than just those who had people who passed away. We're going to be talking about the background of it, the economic losses, the emotional aspects, and then how it also upped the security in the United States. We all know that the attacks happened, and although Al-Qaeda was in charge, he also had a lot of alliances. And that day on the news, everybody heard about it, and everybody became very emotional. And one of the big things I want to talk about is how it affected the U.S. economically. Just to restore the World Trade Center site, it took $1.4 billion, and it also took $20 billion just to restore other buildings and infrastructure that was damaged. In the early months of 2001, we were already facing a recession, so this just allowed the recession to become bigger. The stock market was closed for the first time in history, and that affected many industries, especially the airline industry, because people didn't want to fly anymore because they thought that it would happen again. Following the attacks, the airline industry closed for 4 days, and they lost approximately $1.4 billion in revenue. Other than the economic downside, we all face psychological aspects of it. One of the main things is we've all kind of gained a prejudice against Middle Eastern and Pakistani and Arabian descent. And I know we don't try to do it, but it just seems to be natural when something like that happens. A lot of us have gained fear of planes, that we think we're going to be the ones in the next attack, if there was to be one. And we've lost trust in this society. We don't know who to trust. And we've also lost security, and we don't really know where is a safe place to be. And although this isn't the first kind of issue that we faced with worrying about security and stuff, it definitely is one of the biggest ones that affected everybody in the U.S. And then also, security has increased since these attacks. We probably most commonly see them in the airports. We all know that it takes longer to go through security. They do random screenings. The no-fly list has become a lot bigger due to the worries that people are going to hijack again. And they've become more strict with letting things onto the plane. And we also see this in our daily lives with buildings, security. There's more security people around, and you have to use badges to get into some places. So it hasn't just affected necessarily the airline industry, but rather everything else. And we're so used to it now, since it's been 10 years later, so it doesn't seem like that big of a deal anymore. But overall, I think America has become stronger, and even though we still worry day to day about what's going to happen, because we can never predict what's going to happen, 9/11 made us come together, and it allowed us to kind of be there for each other when something tragic like that happens. And so I hope you guys are all informed that there's more to the 9/11 attacks than just the planes being hijacked and people passing away.
Good.